All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Here we are, the final division I have left to cover, the Nfc West. This is by far the best division in this conference and one of the most interesting divisions in all of football. This is the one where you have multiple teams that will be competing heavily for the division, but you have multiple teams in this division that are also playoff teams and can compete for a Super Bowl. You got 3 of those teams in this division right here. Easily by far the best division in that conference, one of the best divisions in football, and I cannot wait to get started and talk about the NFC West. Now, in terms of this division, there were some changes and some additions. For one, when it comes to Seattle Seahawks, they traded away Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos. So the Russell Wilson era in Seattle has come to an end. We are hearing reports that they are pursuing Baker Mayfield. They're trying to get Baker Mayfield from Cleveland in a trade, and they're seeing how they can make that work. If they acquire Baker Mayfield, I guess he may be the next big thing in Seattle. I guess that's their next move. They're trying to figure it out because right now they don't have a quarterback to really take that spot. Or at least a quarterback that is a starting caliber guy that can really try to make some noise potentially in that division. Who knows? If Baker Mayfield's the guy they're looking for, hey, he's next man up. They got to try and get him in the trade. In terms of the Arizona Cardinals, they made a splash play on draft night. They went out and traded for Hollywood Brown. So the Ravens' best receiver, or at least the most productive receiver, however you want to take it. Some people say he's the best. Some people say no, he's not. However you want to take it, it's been a conversation. As a Ravens fan, I'm not going to talk about it here. But the Cardinals went out and picked up Hollywood Brown. They traded for him. And now Hollywood gets to reunite with his old college quarterback in one Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray and Hollywood Brown are together again in Arizona now, so it should be funny to see how they work out together, because he kind of wanted to go over there for a bigger role, or he wanted to be in a different system, but I mean, I don't exactly know how he's going to be in that. DeAndre Hopkins is over there, so I don't know how this is going to work out. Either way, he's going to get his looks. As long as he's fine with whatever happens there, it is what it is. Hollywood Brown wanted to trade. They traded him to Arizona. He gets to play with Kyler Murray again. We'll see how that works out for them. For the Rams, the rich got richer. They not only went out and got Allen Robinson, a receiver I've been wanting the Ravens to get for such a long time. They not only got Allen Robinson, but they also found somebody to replace Von Miller, because Von Miller went to the Bills. They needed to get somebody. Man, they got Bobby Wagner. So they got Allen Robinson and Bobby Wagner. Yeah, they're the team to beat. They're the team to beat in the NFC. They're the team to beat probably in the NFL as a whole. This Rams team just gets richer. They're coming. Let's wait for that one. They're getting richer, and nobody is going to stop them. Now we can transition to what happened last year. So, let's talk about these 4 teams. What happened in the NFC last year? Or at least with the NFC West. What happened in this division last year? Well, it's simple. The Rams won the Super Bowl. I mean, do we have to speak on it? Rams win the division. They play against the Cardinals in the first round. Demolish them. They go to the divisional round, head on the road to Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. They were cooking them. Brady pulls a comeback. Next thing you know, Matthew Stafford hits Cooper Kupp down the field. They get into field goal range, kick the game-winning field goal, and they get the hell out of Tampa Bay, head into the NFC Championship game. NFC Championship game, they got to go up against another divisional rival in the San Francisco 49ers. They take on the Niners. That game was close and competitive. Funny enough, the Niners, I'm going to wait for that one. I don't want to speak on that. I'll wait until we get to the Niners. But funny enough, the Niners did something to get themselves in this position. But they're taking on the Niners. That game is close. Comes down to the wire. All of a sudden, Jimmy Garoppolo does some dumb decisions. Jimmy Garoppolo does the dumbest thing I've seen any quarterback do in the postseason last year. For some reason, while he's spinning, getting ready to fall, he throws the football, gets picked, and all of a sudden the Rams are in the Super Bowl. So now they're in the Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's a back and forth affair. They come back from the second half. I mean, all of a sudden, things weren't looking good for the Rams. Bengals take the lead. They continue to fight back, and all of a sudden, guess what? It comes down to the wire. You need a game-winning drive from Matthew Stafford to win the Super Bowl. And Matthew Stafford says, all right, if we're going to win the Super Bowl, I have to go to my guy. That final drive, he looked for his main man, the best receiver in football right now, Cooper Kupp. And Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp, my mistake, they connect in the end zone to get the game-winning touchdown, and they get it done. And of course, the Cincinnati Bengals had an opportunity to win the damn Super Bowl, but Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in football, put Joe Burrow on his. He put him in the dirt. I'm going a bit too far right now. He put him in the dirt, and that was the end of the game, and the Rams won the Super Bowl. So, I was about to say some wild stuff, and I didn't want to go that far. We're just here to talk about what happened. I didn't want to go that far. So to recap, Rams win the division. They take down the Cardinals in the wild card round. They take down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the divisional round. They take down the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game, advance to the Super Bowl. They get a game-winning drive from Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp, and Aaron Donald sacks Joe Burrow for the Rams to win the Super Bowl. What a season from them, right? What a season. You think that's it, right? Let's talk about the Niners. The Niners were a team that many of us believed if they were healthy, they could compete and potentially get back to the Super Bowl. And boy, did they prove us right. Things started off slow, but it started to heat up because the talent of the Niners is too strong. They found a way to get into the playoffs. How? Well, as I was alluding to when I was talking about the Rams, the Niners and Rams faced off against each other for the season finale. Niners needed to win that game in order to make the playoffs. So they had to beat the Rams in order to make the playoffs. They did because Matthew Stafford threw a ball deep down the field towards Odell. It gets picked off. Niners win the game. They advance to the playoffs. They take on the Cowboys in the divisional round and they beat them because the Cowboys are an incompetent franchise right now that's just dealing with nothing but pain. I don't know what they're doing. Why did Dak run that draw? Who the hell knows? Either way, they advance to the divisional round. In the divisional round against the #1 seeded Green Bay Packers, they go on the road and find a way to win that game 13-10 because for God's sakes, I don't even know what the hell the special teams of the Packers were doing at that time. That was a mess. That was chaotic. Either way, Niners find a way to win. They advance to the NFC Championship game to take on who? Oh, the same Rams team that they had to beat a couple weeks ago in order to get to the playoffs. NFC Championship game. It's going back and forth. Niners look like they have an opportunity to potentially win. They have the ball right in their hands. Like 4 minutes left. I don't know who it was, which defensive player had it, but Matthew Stafford gave them a gimme, and he dropped the pick. He dropped the pick. Why did he drop the pick? He drops the pick. Either way, Rams go down the field. They score. Now it's up to the Niners. Score and win the game and head to the Super Bowl. It's what, 3rd down or 4th down? I believe it was 4th down. It was do or die. Jimmy Garoppolo, for some reason, he's holding the ball, pressure's coming, he's getting sacked, and as he's falling to the floor, he just throws the ball up for no reason. It gets picked off, and the Niners get sent home. That was the Niners season. So 2 of these teams from this division got all the way to the NFC title game. One ended up winning the Super Bowl, the other got to the title game and lost to the team that won the Super Bowl. Crazy, right? Then you get the Cardinals. They look like one of the best, if not the best team in football. Kyler Murray was in the MVP conversation. He was playing fantastic football. Then he gets injured. He comes back. He's never the same, but they still are good enough to make the playoffs. They actually end up losing DeAndre Hopkins, which sucks. They also lost J.J. Watt, which also sucked. They got into the wild card round, and at the end of the day, Kyler Murray played the worst game of his career, and it just happened to be in the playoffs. They got embarrassed, got exposed, and got sent home early. And then lastly, the Seattle Seahawks. They were up and down throughout the season. Russell Wilson was in the MVP conversation early on, just like he is every single year. He actually gets injured for the first time in his career. Shocking. Misses a couple weeks, comes back, and does not look the same. Seahawks missed the playoffs. That's all that needs to be said. I don't know why I had all this energy, but you have to have this level of energy for the team that won the Super Bowl and another team that made it to the NFC title game. Both of those happened in the same division. Come on, bro. The Rams had to beat 2 divisional rivals, Tom Brady, to get 2 divisional rivals and Tom Brady to get to the Super Bowl. Like, that's crazy. Gotta bring that energy. But man, I spent too much time on that. Let's actually get into our ceiling and floor. We know what happened last year. We spoke about some of the additions they have. Now, let's get into the ceiling and floor of all these teams. Honestly, I don't see much changing. Last year, you had the Rams, the Niners, and the Cardinals make the playoffs. This year, I have the exact same thing happening. The Rams, Niners, and Cardinals will all make the playoffs. It just depends on how the role's going to be and who's going to win the division and how the roles are going to be. Well, I mean, let's get this out the way. Seahawks don't have Russell Wilson. Their ceiling, if they can get anything out of it, and I don't even know whether they get Baker or not, their ceiling is around 7 to 8 wins. So 8 and 9 or 7 and 10. Their floor is 4 and 13 or 5 and 12, however you want to take it. Seahawks aren't going to be anything special next year unless they get a special quarterback. Who knows how that's going to happen? All right, moving on to what we got to really focus on. The Arizona Cardinals. I believe their ceiling is going to be 12 and 5. I'm going to have them at 12 and 5, potentially 13 and 4, depending on how Kyler performs this year, specifically in terms of health-wise. He has to stay healthy. Getting back DeAndre Hopkins is going to help, and of course, adding Hollywood Brown adds another explosive weapon to this team. Defensively, they're great. Offensively, they're explosive with weapons. Kyler Murray is one of the best young quarterbacks in the game, or at least played like that, so I think you give him that respect. And yeah, the Cardinals made the playoffs, and now they're going to make the playoffs once again at 12 and 5, maybe 13 and 4. Next up, we have the Niners. The Niners right now, their situation is kind of weird. It's not about adding people or losing players. Their team is already built to compete for a Super Bowl, as you can tell. Their main issue is the quarterback situation. Is Jimmy the guy? Are we sticking with Jimmy Garoppolo, or is it time to let the Trey Lance era begin? Niners have to figure that out, but we have no clue what they're planning with that. Anyway, even if it's, whether it's Jimmy or Trey, I still believe this team's good enough to make the playoffs. I also have their ceiling at 12 and 5. I'm not going to put them at 13 and 4 because, again, I don't know how the quarterback situation is going to look, but their ceiling is 12 and 5. Their floor is 10 and 7. This Niners team is too good of a football team for them to miss out on. Deebo Samuel's still there, so, I mean, he's going to be... I don't know how that situation is going to work out, but Deebo Samuel is still there. It's fine at the end of the day. You still have Kittle there, so you still have one of the best tight ends in the game, and then one of the best receivers in the game. You're good. Either way, the Niners are far too talented to miss the playoffs, and they show that they can stay healthy. They're in the playoffs. So, yeah, Niners 12 and 5 ceiling, 10 and 7 floor. We'll see how that goes. And then last but not least, we have the Rams. The Rams floor is 11 and 6. No matter what happens, I think the Rams are winning the division. They're gonna win the division, in my opinion. They're far too talented, and they added even more ferocious piece. This might be the best team in football heading into this season. The Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions, might be the best team in football heading into this 2022 NFL season, and I think it's not a conversation that... Actually, no, there's a debate, because I look at the Buffalo Bills, and I think the Bills are just as good as the Rams. But then again, who knows? Maybe the Rams are a bit better. I don't know. I might have a debate about that. Who's a better team, the Rams or the Bills? Because I look at the AFC right now in terms of overall, the totality of a team. Not just the talent from the quarterback's perspective. The whole totality of a team, the Bills seem like the best team out of that conference. Just in terms of totality, offensively, defensively, quarterback play, receive, whatever you want to say. Just the totality of the team. Now, they don't have the best receiving core, but the totality of the team seems like it's the best team there. You can make an argument for Kansas City. Hell, you can make an argument for Baltimore if you want, but I don't think you can really say Baltimore. I wouldn't put Baltimore as the best team in the AFC. That's just not me. They have to prove themselves. But, yeah, the Rams right now, I would say, is the best team in football. They're the most talented team in football right now. They got everybody over there. Man, they got everybody. And who knows, maybe Odell might go back there, too, once he gets healthy again. I have no clue. But their floor is 11 and 6, and I have their ceiling just like the Buffalo Bills. I have their ceiling at 14 and 3. I think they have the potential to be 15 and 2. So I have the Rams as the best team in the NFC. I expect them to win the division, and I expect them to get the #1 seed in the NFC. And who knows, maybe they'll be looking to get to the Super Bowl again. Will we get back-to-back Super Bowl appearances from the Rams? I would assume so, because they're the best team. And as long as they can stay healthy, and Matthew Stafford plays the way he played last year, and Cooper Kupp plays the way he played last year, they should be able to get there. Especially because you added Allen Robinson and Bobby Wagner. You are far too talented of a team not to get back to the Super Bowl. So if the Rams aren't in the Super Bowl, that's going to be a disappointment. You got to go and defend your championship. We'll see what happens with that. But at the end of the day, I got the Rams winning the division and getting the #1 seed in the NFC. I got the Niners at 2, 12 and 5. I'm going to take the Cardinals at 3. No, matter of fact, no, switch that. I'm going to have the Rams at 1, the Cardinals at 2, the Niners at 3, and the Seahawks at 4. So basically, the way the division panned out last year is the exact same way I think it's going to pan out this year. I'm going to have the Rams win it, Cardinals at 2, Niners at 3, Seahawks at 4. The Niners, Cardinals, and Rams all make the playoffs, and who knows, maybe they'll have another go at it in the NFC title game. Maybe we'll see a repeat of last year's title game where it's the Rams and the Niners again, or who knows, maybe the Cardinals get that far and it's the Rams and Cardinals. Who knows? Either way, the NFC West is going to be very prominent in the playoffs. We'll see what happens with that. Ah, man, this one, I brought the energy for this one. I don't even know why I did. My voice is straining, but I brought the energy for this one. But yeah, that was the last division to cover, and now we have covered all 32 teams, and we've given our perspectives. Let me just actually see if I can check my notes here in terms of how I picked them. For the AFC North, I had the Ravens winning the division. For the AFC South, I had the Titans winning. For the AFC East, I had the Bills winning. For the AFC West, I got the Chiefs winning. NFC North, I picked the Packers. NFC South, I had the Bucks. NFC East, I had the Cowboys. And NFC West, I had the Rams. Those are my divisional winners. Playoff spots, we'll see what happens with that. I'm not about to guess that right now. But yeah, that is an end right here with all the predictions for each division. We'll see how this pans out. I might make an update when training camp comes and maybe when the preseason's here. As we get closer and closer to the season officially starting, I might make an update to some of these if I want to make some changes. But these are all my predictions for all 32 teams and all 8 divisions. Man, I am tired. I just did all these takes, bro. I am so exhausted. It is what it is. Anyway, with that being said, that is all I've got. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.